morning and welcome to Village in Motion. I'm your host, Marcia Boyles, and I'm delighted to begin our program this morning with our guest, Justin Reeves. I'll get this straight. We're delighted to have you. You are the Director of Finance.
I am.
How long have you been here?
I've been here, I started November 3rd of 2014.
All right.
But I started as the Assistant Director of Finance when Berwick Drews was still
When Berwick was here.
So when he went to our sister community, I was promoted to Finance Director right around June or July of last year, of 2015.
All right. I knew you were fairly new to that position. All right, good. Tell us what you would like to be discussing this morning.
Okay. So it's a lot of fun things going on Green Springs campus and in the finance department.
Now there's a sentence I don't think I ever thought I'd hear.
Finance, not accounting. Not accounting. Finance is a lot more exciting than accounting. No, but so one thing I want to discuss is next week our board will be here for our annual meeting on May 25th. I'm sure you've seen advertisements throughout the campus and on Channel 6 as well, but it's essentially a recap or a review of our 2015 results. The board will be here to discuss the vision, long-term planning. I'll be discussing some highlights, some financial highlights, and we'll just talk about just some of the achievements in 2015 as well. Then we'll be able to open it for questions.
Okay. Speaking of survey results, is that what they're
not necessarily survey results. It's just the recap of 2015 in terms of financial results, just achievements that were done on campus in terms of raising $2 million. Our philanthropy department raised $2 million last year. We did very well financially again in 2015. So just adding to the financial stability of Green Spring because our wonderful residents love to pay their bills on time. So
what is the size of the reserve?
The size of the reserve, by the end of 2015, it was right around $143 million.
Oh, is it up that high?
Yes.
That's amazing.
And we'll be discussing that at the annual meeting as well. So just, I'll put a plug in just to say everyone who wants to attend, please stop by.
Does anybody ever suggest that that's excessive?
No one suggests that it's excessive. They usually ask what the purpose is.
Yes. What is the purpose?
So the purpose is, for example, Garden Ridge. That's going to be a $48 million project spread over 4 years. So we don't have to go to banks to take out any loans, any working capital loans or any lines of credit. We have the cash on hand to invest in our community for the long term, for current and the long term as well. For the repositioning that will happen in Town Center in the next couple of years, we wouldn't have to take out any debt for that as well. So the financial stability of the community really rests on our capital reserves. So we use that money as, you can think about it as your retirement fund or even rainy day fund. A lot of campuses, unfortunately, across the nation they're not able to accumulate that amount of cash. So just imagine if we wanted to do a repositioning or some updates, we would go to the residents and ask for a sizable increase, or we would have to go to the bank to borrow more money, which means additional interest expense, which means higher increases for residents as well.
Well, I suppose it's analogous to when you buy a house, do you take out a mortgage or do you pay cash for it if you have the cash?
Exactly.
But certainly by spreading out the payments on new facilities here or updated facilities, at least then it is being paid for over a number of years rather than a fairly small number of years for the current residents.
Correct.
So I think it could be probably argued either way.
Either way, we talk about it very often at various levels. So.
I can believe that. And of course there is a return on a relatively modest return on those funds.
Correct. So with the money we have reserved currently, we probably earn anywhere from, depending on the year, depending on the market, anywhere from $4 to $5.5 million in interest or earnings each year.
But that's down like 2.5%, something like that.
Yeah. So last year wasn't the best year.
No, I remember thinking that that it really was a modest return. All right. Well, you have talked about something really, I think, kind of exciting that is going on that the administration has planned for.
Yes.
And do you want to talk about that?
Sure. And I know everyone won't be able to see it on the screen, but I just want to hold up this flyer that you'll be seeing soon. It's essentially our transitioning to Garden Ridge overview form. So in the finance,
and this has never been done before.
I'm not aware that this is.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. But in the finance office and administration office and just around the campus, we get a lot of questions of planning in terms of the residents and their families to say, if we had to go to Garden Ridge for any reason, how would we do that? What happens to my independent living unit? What happens to my mills? Just what documentation do I need? So this forum is a great time to come. We'll provide a high-level overview of some frequently asked questions, some information that we just would like to disseminate to the residents, and then open it up for questions. I know a lot of people have specific questions that they would love to ask, and it's open to residents, their families, their friends, powers of attorney, attorneys, accountants, whoever would like to come. There'll be 3 meetings. One on, let's say, June 23rd from noon to 1:30. Then one on July 19th and another one on July 23rd. And what we're doing is having one during the day, one kind of after hours for family and friends to come, and one on the weekend, just in case some additional family and friends couldn't make it during the week. We'll have it on the weekend.
Now, Justin, these are all the same.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's
so
not,
you would
not a
pick
series.
one.
Correct. Yeah, residents would pick one to attend, and we'll be disseminating all the same information. We also have a wonderful frequently asked questions document that will accompany this meeting as well. Just a nice overview. It's not too long. Don't think of it as a booklet, more of a brochure of frequently asked questions that you could always reference. We'll have them throughout the campus, especially in the finance and administrative office, so you wouldn't have to carry it around. If you lost a copy, you could just come down to the office and get it.
Not going to be a weighty document.
Correct.
I should also point out that on Monday on Village in Motion is our program That's Life.
Okay.
And that's a program with vignettes talking residents, fictional characters, residents talking to social workers.
Okay.
And the major vignette in the Monday, this next Monday's Village in Motion, is a character who is transitioning to assisted living.
Nice.
So there's a lot of the same kind of, probably some of the same information that you're going to be providing.
Correct.
We as residents are woefully ignorant, I think, about what this process looks like.
Yeah. And we're just trying to give you all the information that you would need if that situation comes up, because I just hate to think about even my parents would be in this situation, and just with everything, whether it's health issues or financial issues that would be going on during that time, it could be pretty hectic. So if you prepare and have the information readily available, it would make it a lot easier for you.
Well, absolutely. One of the things that is being shown in that particular program on Monday is a model of the assisted living, what a model apartment in assisted living would look like.
Yes.
And we had Arzo Hader, who's the transition coordinator, also on the program. So she talks about specifics as well. Okay. So I think as much information as can be put out there is really helpful to all of us. We just want to provide the information
to the people.
Absolutely. Absolutely, we need it. So that's great. Okay. And this is a team effort, as you're suggesting.
Just a lot of departments were involved, a lot of committees were involved as well, reviewing the material. So just a lot of time and effort was put into this, and we would just like this to be the ultimate success.
Well, sounds like an excellent idea, and the fact that you're having it at night and on weekends, I think, is a terrific idea. Okay, well, we'll look forward to that. What else do you have on your agenda?
So just one more update. You'll be seeing a cubby stuffer and some advertisements. The bank in which residents send their payments to is changing. So it doesn't affect anything personally that you have in terms of accounts or bank accounts with PNC, but just to update the statement address that's on your monthly statement will be changing. So if you pay your bills online, or if you have your financial planner paying your bills for you, they'll need to update that address so the check goes to the right place. Now you can always drop your check off at the finance
now wait a
department.
minute, we don't pay by mail, we put it in the little slot.
Some people do. So if you put it in your slot, that's fine. Some people drop the payment off at the finance office, that's fine. But some people send their payments directly to the address that's on the statement.
Oh, all right.
So if you have a check written through your bank, you would just have to update that address.
So in other words, what you're saying is corporate has changed banks.
Well, it's corporate or Greenspring. We both changed banks.
When we make payments, who does that go to? Does it go to Greenspring Finance or does it go to corporate?
So essentially it goes to Greenspring, but we have to send it off to a lockbox or a bank lockbox because they're the ones that process the checks. They open the envelopes and process the checks. We don't process checks here on
All right,
campus.
so it's corporate that processes that.
Really the bank, not necessarily corporate. Corporate they don't touch the checks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. So if people are sending them in, it's a different address.
Correct. Correct. But you can always drop it off in the slots at each front desk or at the finance office.
Is the address change indicated on, will it be indicated on the statement?
So you'll see, a flyer in your cubby that walks you through what has happened and the actual address, that the new address, and you'll see a nice bright sticker on your next statement to say where to send it. So we'll do that for the next 2 months, and hopefully by that time everything will be updated.
Is it still
accordingly.
PNC?
It's not PNC, it's SunTrust. So, but nothing is changing here on campus. So
That's
don't
what
worry
I was going to say.
anything.
Does that have any effect, any bearing at all on the
Not at
PNC presence here?
Not at all. Zero impact.
You're guaranteeing that?
I'm guaranteeing that.
All right.
For now.
For now, yes. Okay, well, that would be a significant change, I would think, for PNC.
So just realize it doesn't affect anything except those who pay their bills online or send their payments directly to the bank. So if you don't do either of those, you will see no change.
All right. So those of us who put them in the slots don't need to worry.
They don't need to worry.
All right, excellent. Well, I see we're down to less than a minute here. Do you have anything you'd like to to add in less than a minute?
No problem. We got the April financials in, and again, just financially stable. We're adhering to our budget. We're pretty in line with our budget, so no true worries. We're just always trying to see how we can make things better for our residents. So without a higher cost as well.
Of course. That goes without saying.
So financial stability, Greenspring's a great place to be. Thank you to the residents for paying their bills on time, and no true updates from that sense.
Well, so it's basically a rosy picture.
It is.
Yeah, I think we would all be shocked, Justin, if we got a financial picture that was not fairly optimistic.
Yes.
That's one of the strengths, certainly, of Greenspring.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm delighted you came today. Thank you so much for giving us an update on all this, and we'll see you next month.
Thank you.